Here are 5 unconventional books that cover 5 key areas that, if mastered, will put you in the top 1% of men. And these books completely changed my life. They've helped me build 3 7-figure businesses over the years. They've helped me design the life of my dreams. But most importantly, they've helped me in my journey of transforming myself into the type of man that I want to become. So I'm very excited to share them with you. And without further ado, let's go right into it. First up, we've got the Chimp Paradox. This book is all about emotional control, which is such a key area to master if you want to become a top 1% person. I've seen a massive correlation between success and your ability to not be overrun by your emotions. Look, at the end of the day, emotions are useful. They're valuable pieces of information. This made me angry. This made me sad. However, and this is what most people don't understand, and understanding this completely changed my life. Just because you have that piece of information does not mean that you should act on it or even make decisions based on what you're feeling. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying be a cold-hearted person and completely ignore all types of emotions. The problem, though, is that most people are not able to recognize how their mind actually works and see the emotions and thoughts come up in their mind. Instead, they act on them by impulse, and by the time they realize the emotions and thoughts that have come up and have made them act in that way, it's too late. A great example of this is Will Smith's slap at the Oscars. An example of someone acting out on their emotions, on their anger, and making a poor decision for themselves, for their career, for their family, and the list goes on. On the other hand, top performers understand how their mind works. They see emotions come up in real time. They identify them. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, but they act regardless of how they feel. Although they're able to identify these emotions, they don't engage with them. They extract the piece of information that they need. This made me sad, thus maybe I'm not going to do this again. Or this made me angry, thus I'm going to change this up in my life. But they do the things that they're meant to do regardless. A lot of people ask me, for example, how I build up the motivation to do the things that I do on a daily basis. Hit the gym, read, work my business, meditate, eat clean, stay away from social media. But the reality is I don't really use motivation because motivation relies a lot on emotions. Sometimes you feel motivated, sometimes you don't feel motivated. And so instead, because I understand that emotions don't really serve me, they're just valuable pieces of information, I use things like discipline. I manage my emotions and thoughts. This is a great book. Meditation also helps. I recognize how my mind is working and how sometimes it pushes me towards the unhealthy habits. Maybe I'm feeling hungry and I want to eat an unhealthy snack. I see those emotions come up, but then I use discipline. Numero dos, we've got deep work, which is really one of the most powerful abilities in today's world. The ability to stay undistracted on a cognitively demanding task in a state of deep concentration for long periods of time. In a world filled with distractions where our attention is pulled in all different directions, the ability to put in deep work is truly what sets people apart. It will allow you to achieve way more in less time. And once you actually unlock this ability, you will get more done in 4 hours than most people get done in a whole week. And I'm telling you because I know this from experience and I know the difference that it made in my life. And putting in 4 hours of deep focus work early in the morning has completely changed my life. In short, deep work is literally a superpower in our increasingly competitive economy, and it's also becoming increasingly rare. And so if you master it, you're going to really set yourself apart. Next book is one that I have very fond memories of, and that is How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. A fun read, distilled wisdom on how to actually build massive amounts of wealth by one of Britain's wealthiest self-made entrepreneurs. In order to be in that top 1%, you must achieve financial freedom. I remember reading this book close to 40 years ago. I have it here, October 31st, 2018. Hopefully the camera catches that. And I was reading this book on the tube on the way to university where I was studying engineering. Eventually I dropped out. And at the time, and maybe you're feeling this right now, I was drowned in the sea of information that we live in nowadays. Finance YouTubers talking about how to manage your money and how to make more money and how to save more money. And for me, Felix Dennis in this book was just a breath of fresh air. Someone who's actually built massive amounts of wealth, not talking about the latest fad, but about principles of wealth that will stand the test of time. Definitely a great book. And on to number 4. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. A bit of a weird title, but probably one of the best books and also healthiest books on relationships and male-female dynamics. It will show you how to understand the feminine energy as well as polarity way better. And if you're a woman, vice versa. I generally think that this is probably one of the best books on relationships. And if you're looking to have a healthy, conscious, transformative relationship that really pushes you to your limits, challenges you, and makes you grow as a man or woman, definitely pick this up. And finally, The Way of the Superior Man. It will help you understand masculine and feminine polarity and how to actually tap into your masculine essence. I left this book till the end because I know it's referenced quite a bit, and so it's not as unconventional as maybe the other books that you might not have heard of, or maybe you heard it once or twice, but it is mentioned rightfully so. I would be lying if I didn't say that this is probably one of my all-time favorite books. And it had a massive impact the first time I read it, but it even had a bigger impact the second time I read it. This is one of the very few books that I've actually read twice. And this is the book that I invite you to revisit maybe every single year or maybe every 2 years. Go through a bunch of relationships, read this book from time to time, and I can assure you, every time you pick it up, every time you read it, it will impact you in a different way. You will extract different types of meaning and golden nuggets from the book. The title is also a little bit deceiving because it seems like it's very biased towards men, but this is an incredible book also for women. On the men's side of things, it talks about the importance of having a purpose as a man, on being on a mission, and how to show up in the most powerful, authentic, truest version of yourself for your women. Overall, a great book, a great read, and an absolute must. And those, my friends, are 5 books that cover 5 key traits and skills that, as a man, if mastered, will put you in the top 1%. For whatever reason, not just these 5 books, but my books have a lot of sentimental value. I annotate them, and I always write when I finish them. So, for example, this one, April 28, 2019, at 20 years old. But I also give it to other people. For example, I gave this book to my mother, and she read it at the age of 52. And you can see that there. I also bought this book secondhand for £5 in a used bookstore in London. And so I love sharing these things with you and looking back at this because it's been an absolute journey to get where I'm currently at. And these books have definitely played an important role in that transformation, and hopefully they will do the same for you. So with that being said, that is that for this video. I will see you on the next one. Peace.